Hey, what's up guys? Sean here. Just sitting here eating me some lunch, and I wanted to talk to you about something. So recently we've done a couple videos on our get home bag and having to leave the vehicle, but today I want to talk to you about being prepared to self-rescue with your vehicle. Let's get it. Well, that sounds good, right? But what does being prepared to self-rescue really mean? Well, what I'm talking about is being prepared when you are out somewhere, or even when you're at the store, to be able to initiate your own rescue. Now, being able to self-rescue is going to require some things, some skills and some tools. Let's take a look at these. So in one of our earlier videos, Sarah and I was going on a camping trip in the Ocala National Forest, and our GPS took us down the wrong road. I'll link a video in this card up here if you want to go check that out. Now what happened was we actually got sent down by the GPS a road that had been closed and had been blocked off, and where it was blocked off, it was just a big sand pit. And we had a really tough time getting out of there. Luckily, I had the skills to get us out of there. I deflated the tires a little bit, and I got a running start, was able to back up, turn around, and get out of there. But had we had a winch, it would have really helped us out. And you know, winches can be very, very expensive, along with all the things that go along with the winches, the soft shackles, tree straps to save the trees, just all the stuff that goes along with having a winch. And it can get very, very expensive, even down to having to have your vehicle modified as far as the bumper to accept a winch. And all that can get very expensive, but that's part of the being prepared side of it. If you're going to get yourself out in a situation like that, you need to be prepared to get yourself out, because we were about 7 miles down this road in the middle of nowhere, and then we were out of cell signal and the GPS wasn't working anymore. So it could have been very, very bad. But on the other hand, I knew I had the skills to get us out of there, but I didn't have a tool if I had to have it. A nice set of MaxTrax would have been great there. I could have just put those MaxTrax down and slowly worked our way out of there. MaxTrax are just a set of tracks that you can put on the ground and drive your vehicle over, and it'll keep you from sinking down in the sand and give you traction. And those things are invaluable in a situation like that. Now, another thing, if you can't afford to spend all this money on a winch, if you're safe about it, you can actually use a come-along. People have done it for a lot of years, a come-along and a rope, and you can actually hook yourself to a tree, and it's basically just like a manual winch. You just slowly work that come-along and get yourself out of there. And that's another skill in itself. But all these things really come into play when you're talking about being prepared to self-rescue. Okay, so let's say you just come back from a really nice hike and you have left your lights on and now your battery's dead. Are you going to sit around and wait for somebody to come get you, or are you going to have something that you can use to self-rescue? Now, having a multi-purpose jump box like this is very, very handy. So not only will this thing crank your vehicle for you, it's a 12-volt power source for other things, and it's also got an air compressor on it. So if you come back to your vehicle and you have a flat tire, you can air it back up. But what if you have a puncture in your tire and your tire keeps going flat? Well, you can buy a plug kit like this, and this plug will allow you to plug the hole as long as it's not too big. But a couple of other options, I know you tire guys are going to hate me for this, are Fix-A-Flat and Slime. You can add these to tires that have a puncture, and if the puncture is not too bad, it'll seal it up and you can get back home on that tire. Now I know this is just a few scenarios where you might be able to self-rescue, and there are tons of others that I didn't cover. But today, this video is just the idea to get the ball rolling in your head to be prepared to self-rescue. And start thinking about those scenarios that you may need a tool or a skill to self-rescue. Now that's just a few examples of some things that you may have to deal with. And as part of some of those examples, you may need some typical hand tools. Now I'm not saying you need to buy this huge mechanics tool set here, but just a small bag that you could put the essential tools in. A pair of needle nose pliers, some screwdrivers, a pair of channel locks, a pair of vice grips, a small hammer. Things like that could be invaluable in a situation where you may have to do some side of the road mechanic work. Now obviously that type of stuff is going to require having the skills to use those tools. Now I don't know if you have the skills to do that yourself, but if you do, it's definitely better to have the tools and not need them than to need them and not have them. Whew. Well, that was a delicious lunch, and I love Chinese food. I don't know if you guys do or not, but I love Chinese food. Well, we gotta check out the fortune cookie. My fortune says, ooh, greatness doesn't quit. I completely agree. Alright guys, so I know this video is short and sweet, but I just wanted to get your mind on the idea of self-rescuing and what it might take. Now if you like this video, hit that thumbs up button for me. It helps the channel out tremendously. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell so you'll know the next time I put out a video. Appreciate you guys watching. I'll see you next time.